What's good, guys? Hope you're all doing well. It's actually been a minute since I posted here on YouTube, but don't worry, we're back. Now, this was mostly just due to my work schedule. I am lucky enough that I get to work in music full time. However, recently it's just been crazy. During the time I've not been posting videos though, I've been doing some pretty nice things behind the scenes. So I did a trip down to London with Dixon Beats, Eric the producer, and Razor. We went down to the Cymatics producer event. Also picked myself up a new keyboard, which is a Yamaha Montage 6, which you can probably see just behind me. And the other thing that I've been getting back into is posting beats on my beat store. Now, my beat store, what mostly works well for me is that kind of grimy kind of underground boom bap. So that's what we're going to be making today. We're going to jump straight over to Tracklib, find a sample and flip it into a beat. Okay, so here's the sample that I found from Tracklib that I'm going to be using today. Got some like Japanese kind of koso. Really nice melody. And there's this kind of piano section. And then I believe over here there's kind of like a solo koto section as well. So I don't know if I'm going to use kind of the more empty sections or if I'm just going to use this start bit here. But we'll pull it into Ableton and see what happens. Make sure we warp this and we'll set it to 76 BPM. Pull our tempo down a little bit as well. I'm going to go for maybe around 85. Maybe even use this as the chorus section and kind of come into these broken down sections. We'll just split this off. We'll pull this into a simpler and see if we can work the bigger, fuller section. Let's take that into here and we'll just go to slice it by beat. So what I'm thinking to do here is just repeat this first chop. And just up here at the end. Okay, I like that, so let's record that in. I haven't used the metronome there, my timings are dreadful. I'm just going to quantize all of these. By playing with a pitch, maybe go up by 2 or 3. Make sure we warp that as well. I think down just 1 from there, so plus 2. And if we repeat that, then I think from there we could maybe do a section with this kind of broken down koto part. So if we copy this over, we split this part off, we pull this into here instead. Keep the exact same chops basically going on. Can't quite like the way this sounds for a kind of broken down section. For the time being, I'm just going to loop this first part here. Let's go ahead and add a drum rack to that. For this one, I'm thinking maybe some kind of gritty, dusty kind of boom bap drums. I'm just going to come into this drum kit here. It's by Daniel Blonde. It's called Toasted Drums Volume 2. Feeling this one here. And kick wise, I'm thinking this one. Okay, so I kind of roughly know the pattern I want, so I'm just going to go ahead and record that. Just the 4 bars there will do. I'm just going to quantize these quickly. Now that I've quantized it, it's quite static on the grid. I want to add a little bit of humanization back in. So I'm just going to go ahead and humanize the snares. Also randomize these slightly as well. Bring the volume on the snare down as well. Back on the sample here, let's take out the bottom end. To be fair, there wasn't really much in there. Add a little bit of RC20 to it. Kind of make it feel a little bit more vintage. Just going to go for the Vinyl 2 preset here. I'm going to take the noise off for the time being. We'll just bring this distort down. Just pull this out slightly as well. And gives it that more kind of dusty kind of feel. Like it's warped straight off an old vinyl. Loop these drums. So hi-hat wise, I want to find something that's not too bright here. I think I'm actually going to go with this one here. Bring the volume on this down. Also just going to pan it slightly to the left. Now, I'm not going to quantize these, but I'm going to pull every second one down in velocity. On top of that, we're just going to randomize all the velocities. So there's a little bit of variation across all of them. Then I'm just going to come into the grid here, and any that are too far off, I'm just going to kind of nudge them back so they're not too far away. I like a little bit of movement in them, but just not too much. I think just the 4 bars on these will do, and we can copy that over. Let's pair that with the second hi-hat. Maybe something a little bit brighter. Something like this one here, I think. Go ahead and quantize these. Don't mind keeping these ones on the grid as the other ones are off, and it'll just create a bit of swing between the two. Pull the volume on that down, and we'll just pan these out to the right. Humanize them slightly, actually. Then we'll just randomize these as well in terms of velocity. Get a little bit of movement on these as well with a little bit of random panning. Go for this open hat as well. Bring that down and pan that even further right. And then for those, I'm just going to place them here. Maybe nudge that over one. Like that. Bring that volume right down though. I don't quite want that to be so bright, so we're just going to use a little bit of EQ on it. That's better. Just pulled up contact, put in that low piano. Let's go to the scoring preset here. So before we put the piano down, I'm just going to go ahead and set the scale. Now, according to TrackLib, it says the original here is in C minor. That should mean, as we've gone up to, that we're in D minor. However, I'm a little bit skeptical. I do find with TrackLib that the original scale is quite often labeled wrong. See how this sounds with it? See, that doesn't sound right to me. I think it's here in F minor. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's F minor, so I'm going to go ahead and record something in using the keyboard. Just quantize all of these, make sure all the velocities are all the way up. We'll just pull the volume down. Take out the really kind of low sub. Maybe make this slightly brighter as well, so I'm just going to bring that up an octave too. Just going to add one of these ride cymbals in. Place that here. Volume on that down. As I can see, that's already quite heavily panned to the left, so I don't really need to pan it. Try just taking this piano up 1 octave. Quite like it here. It'll give us some room for our bass. But we don't need this top octave here now though. I think that's fine there. Of course, for the bass here, we're going to jump straight into the Scarby Rickenbacker bass. And I'm probably going to go for something like the Raven or Halloween. All I'm going to do for the bass here is just copy this piano over, take out this top layer. Now we could just add some variation into here. So I'm just going to pull this one back, add another one here with a kick hit. Pull this one back as well. Add an extra hit here. Might as well do the same there. Quite like these here, but I just want to add a little bit of kind of a riff here as well. Feeling that, let's just randomize these. Just a little bit, nothing too much. Copy that over. Obviously the levels of that are way too high, so let's bring that down. Add just a little bit of track space to this as well, just to make a little bit of room for the kick drum. So we'll set it from the drum rack, just from the kick here. Bring this down. And I just want it on this kind of section here, maybe between about 80, around about 170. Makes a slight little bit of room for the kick. Add a little bit of texture to these drums as well with some RC20. Just going to go in here and find one of the drum break presets. Probably use drum break 2. Bring the noise on that down. Bring the distort down a little bit as well. Bring this kind of frequency up here. I'll take this out as well. Just bring the magnitude down. Quite kind of subtle. Around 30% or so. So that's it normal. That's it with it on. It's quite subtle, but just kind of makes it feel a little bit more dusty. Add just a little bit of smack attack as well to this kick. Maybe about 5. Let it clip and we'll just turn the output up slightly. Let's add in some strings next. So I'm just going to come into Contact 8. Just going to go ahead and type in strings here. I'm going to come into this string ensemble from the Symphony series. We'll pull out this string ensemble. Set this articulation here to staccato. We'll add a little counter melody. Quite like that, but I think I'm going to switch this 4th bar up. Quite like that, so let's hit Capture MIDI, quantize these. Maybe add this note in as well. Like that. Try taking it up an octave. I think it works better lower, but let's just try doubling it up. Pan that out to the right just to give it a bit of room. Also just done a low cut filter here. And then to even that out with something on the other side, we could do something higher pitched. For this, I'm probably going to go into the strings as well. Let's go for Session Strings Pro 2 here. I'm going to go for the violins modern. Let's pan that out to the other side. Bring the volume down. Just a little bit of reverb on this as well. Then we could just have that here on the second section of the hook. Now, when I'm making beats for like beat stars and things like that, I really don't like overcomplicating them. So this is probably all the layers I'm going to add here. Let's see how the drums sound on this kind of more broken down section here. So let's bring the drums across, bring the bass across as well. Pianos. Okay, so let's get some variation in this part here. This is where we could maybe switch up to one of these other sections. Maybe this piano section here, or this kind of flute section. Let's copy this track over again. And on this one here, we'll bring in this section, slice that by beat as well. Bring that across. Delete these out of here. Go into the kind of flute here. I think that switch could sound really tough. Let's see how it would sound with the piano instead. I think it sounds much better with the flute. Flute sounds crazy. Okay, so I think I've got everything I need here to structure out this beat. So I'm going to go ahead and do that and add some transitions. As always, I'll play you out with the final beat. I hope you've enjoyed the cook-up. Let me know what you think of the final beat in the comments down below. And until next time, I've been SK. Peace.